cut the transition off because it wasn't going to work. I have been experimenting with the transition for what it's worth, and the transition only has problems moving from any scene where I have like animations on it. So I'll get it fixed eventually. Hello. Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? How are you doing? Scarlet Rosea, thank you for resubscribing as an Alacritus Alchemist. Welcome back to the fold. Jenna, I'm excited for you to also get your new sewing machine. I hope it's a nice, I don't know if it's necessarily an upgrade, but I hope it's a nice Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this shirt, business that made this shirt, it has gone out of business, but alas. I also like this shirt. Thank you. And then Cobalt Custard, thank you also for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. How are we all doing today? Did you take your meds, get your water? You know, Queen. You know. Sleepy? Yeah, I can feel it. Today's a sleepy day. Today, and I mean, it's very different from like the heat that was there last week, but today in Seattle, it's sleepy, kind of cold day. Kind of cold. Finally got some rain. It's definitely an upgrade. Hey, good. That's awesome then. Tired. You need more time. I know, you work so hard, Derek. More time or less things to do. So probably, I'll take either. If there's a way we can open the space-time continuum to give us all more time, I'll take that as well. I'm doing pretty all right. I'm excited. I just finished a good, like, in the last like 7 days, I've had like 5 different appointments that I've needed to go to. And I got poisoned by our water supply again, which has now been fixed again, but it did throw, it did throw off my week plans, my scheduled week. I'm like, "Rah." So it's better now, and I'm very happy about that. And I think I have another appointment tomorrow to get my blood drawn, and then after that, I think I'm done until the end of the month. And that will be exciting for me to just not have so many appointments anymore. You got things done, so huzzah! Same! Mostly like cleaning things, but you know, I'll take anything at this point. You hope the feed dogs can handle Minky compared to your old one? Also super hyped for D&D next weekend. That's great! I'm glad there's so many things that you're looking forward to. Heck yeah. Oh, up until now you only knew me. Oh, got it. I see. You're from back in the Miss Editor days. I got it. That's fair. This must be very new for you. I have a feeling, hang on. I have the nightlight on my computer. Let me turn it off to make sure that, oh, okay. I look very pale, but that's fine. I wonder if I can, it's close enough. I'm trying to switch up my lighting setup a little bit to make it a little bit easier for me to assemble. So we'll see. It's 9 degrees C, so that's 48 degrees. Oh yeah, because it's like winter for you guys, isn't it? Nice and cool. Here in Seattle, the hottest that I think it got was 107 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 41.6 degrees Celsius. So that's how hot it was here in Seattle last week. Nobody here has air conditioners. We survived it though, and it's gone for now, for the time being. So very happy about that. Hey, oh yeah, we have the Chariot salute. Homage. Yeah, it has been a while. How you doing, Whatley? For all of our Patreon followers, the book club of Mice and Men is now up. I had some technical difficulties exporting one of the videos, but it's now all good, and you can catch up and read, or I guess listen to me read you the first half of Mice and Men. Again, if I have time this month, I would love to just finish it up before next month. We'll see how that goes. But so far, I'm very excited about July because July is not supposed to be anywhere near as busy as June. And I'm really looking forward to like not having to cancel streams so much for one, but for two, I'm really looking forward to like having a little bit of breathing room with like my work as far as that goes. You prefer summer over winter? Yeah, me too at this point. I prefer summer over winter. I do really like fall though, but winter's just so sad, and here in Seattle it's just kind of dreary. All right, well, thank you for dropping by. It was nice to introduce my true self to you. So bye, have a good day. Yeah, the heat has been bad. The heat has been terrible. Yeah. I will say, Washington, pretty great place to retire. I finally went through like my pile of incoming mail, and I read up on like my senators sent me something. They were like, look at all the cool stuff we did in Washington. And I read it and I was like, oh, that's actually, a lot of that's actually pretty legit cool. Like, hey, restored voting rights to formerly incarcerated people. I'm all about that. That's a great thing. Required health insurance companies to cover gender affirming surgeries. Oh, okay. Like, I'm like, hey, Washington, how are you doing? Harvest, I did know. I'm very excited for that too. I'm sorry that I had to postpone it yesterday, but like my brain, like if we had tried to meet yesterday, I would not have been able to give you anything useful because I was just so foggy up in there. I agree, fall is the best season. I think like more people over time's favorite season are gonna start being spring and fall, especially because climate change is happening. And so people are gonna be like, yay, it's not summer. If your job in the housing market would allow, oh yeah, it's the housing market that's really the big question there. I agree. I would love to stay here forever if all of the housing prices didn't go up literally double in the last year. Remember when we did that like house searching stream? Rent in just my area has gone up between $400 to $600 for every building in the last year, and the housing prices have essentially doubled. So all of the houses that were $800,000 for like 900 square feet are now like over $1 million. So I'm like, I wonder how much longer I will be staying here. Of course, those prices are gonna come down as like the lumber shortage stops, hopefully. But yeah, it is a little bit, I do like it here, but I can't say that I would recommend it as a sound financial decision literally at all. Spring is hay fever season. I don't have that. You know that rogue poisonings are a thing. You just get to anticipate it more. You know, they say that that's a real valid measure of happiness, is anticipating things and being excited about them. So there you go. Today we're going to be playing Dorfromantik and potentially also Hoka Life, depending on how long Dorfromantik lasts us. I don't anticipate this being too long of a stream because I am still recovering from water poisoning. But I'm pretty excited to check into this. I think both of these are very like calming, cozy game experiences, and I'm pretty excited to check them out. One thing I will say for both of them is that these games are still in early access. I think Dorfromantik is a little bit further along than Hoka Life is, and so just keep that in mind as we're playing them, that they're still like being added onto. Did I drink bad water? Drank bad water, yeah. So here we use water filters for all of the water that we drink and cook with because it makes me sick. So like fun fact about the United States current water system standards is that they're like, there's crap in all of our water, but they make sure that there's a small enough amount of crap that normal, healthy, able-bodied people won't be affected. And then if you like go onto your county website and you get the thing that says what's in the water, at the very bottom of it in small tiny text next to a little asterisk, it says, if you are a sick person, this water might still make you sick. Sorry. And like that, and that's it. So you have to figure out your own solutions for that kind of thing. So that's how whenever our water filters go bad, I get sick from the water, and like really fast, because you can imagine that like lead tinged water with like chlorine, and also what else did it say was in it? There were a couple of like really like chemicals that you don't want in there. But yeah, a couple of, so you can imagine that in the water doesn't go very well. Hey, Void Gender! Hey! Congrats on your 1-year anniversary, Void Gender. Thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. Can we get some chariot dances in the chat for Void Gender? I'm a add. Oh, where's my chariot dance? Let me dance. Oh, it's not showing me chariot dance. Okay, well, hopefully it'll still let me chariot dance, right? Why? It's not letting me. Okay, well, it shows up for you guys. It's not showing up for me. Okay, well, let's pretend. I'm chariot dancing. You got some zero water filters? Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm so happy that you like them. Yeah, I stand them myself. Like, they are the only filter that I will use at this point. So I'm glad that you also like them. They're super very good. Twitch has been needing a lot of help recently, it seems like. Man, one of the things about the NVIDIA filter, like, that I don't like is that it blurs, like, it tries to blur my curly hair, and by doing so, it makes my hair look really messy in a way that it's not actually. I'm like, why does my hair look so messy? And I'm like, oh, it's because it's trying to blur this curl out of existence. Ah. So much better than your old Brita filters. Yes! Let it be known to the whole wide world that Brita filters are functionally a scam. Brita filters, what they do is they make your water taste better. They don't actually get anything out of the water. So if you are looking to remove bad things from your water and not just kind of remove the slightly metallic taste, then you want like almost any filter is better than Brita. But you want a more robust filter. I'm amazed at how effectively Brita has managed to take over the water filter market despite not doing anything. It's fine. The Whatley, hey, and you are also, Whatley, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold, and congrats on your 1-year anniversary too. I'm chariot dancing again, even whether it thinks I'm chariot dancing or not. There we go. Nailed it. All right. Went from Brita barely tasting better to making your water taste like bottled water when using the zero water ones. Okay, that's probably a good thing. A lot of people drink bottled water and like it. So that's probably a good thing. Well, then again, like the last bottled water that I drank, we took bottled water from our emergency supply system, and so like our emergency supply of bottled water has been sitting down there for like maybe 2 years now, and I tried to drink it, and that stuff, the plastic 100% leaked into that water. So I need to go buy new water bottles with sturdier plastic that isn't gonna leak into the water. Man, we live in a dystopia, but it's fine. Anniversaries all around, heck yeah. We live in a dystopia, but we will be creating a utopia with Dorfromantik today. That is the plan. So let me pull it up here and get things started. Party hardy. I'm gonna be learning the game along with you guys, as is the usual. By the way, we're gonna have a Nancy at some point this month. That's my goal. Is to have a Nancy and hopefully still be able to do it in one stream. Okay, pulling you over here. There we go, yay! And whee! See, a much smoother transition when we're not on the getting ready or BRB screen for whatever reason. Boop, and this awkward person! I am recovering all right. Thank you for asking. And also thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. Hey! Hype train! Hype train! Hype train! Harvest has just gifted 5 subs to the community. So welcome to the fold. Project Ruby, Lady Az, Kenseth, Marches of Amarande, and Fundertaker. Thank you so much, Harvest. Much appreciated. Yeah, more Nance. I'm super excited for more Nance. And ooh, hype train. Nancy, yeah. So probably that maybe next week is when I'm gonna shoot for that, because I'm getting my blood drawn tomorrow. So Thursday is looking questionable, but probably next week we're gonna be able to have the time and energy to do that. So let me see. I'm not hearing anything from the audio. So let me try to figure that out real quick here. I've heard that this game has like the most relaxing audio ever, and I really want to be able to hear it. There we go. Okay, I can hear that. Let me see if you all can hear that. Put you over here. Yeah, it sounds like maybe a little bit louder. How's that? Can you guys hear that? That happened to your flower once and it made you switch to glass containers for all the... Yeah, I can see that, and I would pretty much do the same. Hey, thank you for the 100 biddies, Amphigory, and letting the Bit Pony ride. Genuinely very much appreciated. I've been kind of, with game dev, how do I say? Reliable income is like not a thing. so I appreciate everybody who subscribes and donates. It has been helping me out, especially the last few months, so thank you. Okay, let's see. I'm playing in 4K, so hopefully that doesn't break anything. Let's get the most high quality everything. And then, all right, resume to Dorfromantik. Click and drag the left mouse button to move the camera, or you can use your keyboard. Click and drag the right mouse button to rotate the camera. While hovering over the background with your mouse, scroll the wheel to zoom. In Dorfromantik, you build landscapes out of hexagonal tiles. Click on one of the empty tile slots around your world with your left mouse button to place the top tile from your tile stack. Like that. While hovering over an empty slot, use your mouse scroll wheel or the R and F buttons on your keyboard to rotate your tile before placement. Oh, am I making like a cute little path? This way you can form groups of elements like forests or villages. Place tiles next to each other and connect their colored edges to form a forest spanning tile, at least 5 tiles. Okay. Okay. I can maybe do that. Forest tile. Connect the forest again. Forest over here. Forest over here. Ooh, ooh. I don't want to close that off or anything. I'll do it this way, like that. And then another forest tile. Like that. There we go. The tile counter in the bottom right shows you the amount of tiles in your stack. Once it reaches 0, the session ends. Place 3 tiles to continue. Okay, okay. VFX and game dev solidarity. Ha! We can do this! No, praise be to the stable income gods. Viper Frez, thank you for following. Enjoy your apprenticeship here. Okay, let's see. Let's get some more. Yeah, that's good. Can I'm gonna rotate over here, looking this way. I don't want to cut off that tile over there though, so yeah, we'll put this here. There we go. Ooh, +8 houses. Does that mean +8 people? You gain tiles by fulfilling quests indicated by the speech bubbles. To complete the quest, add at least 8 additional houses to the colored edges. Hey! Hype train success! Oh, hell yeah, I got another doggy. I got another Doge. Thank you guys for the hype train. Someday I will collect all of the doges. All of the little doggies. You gain tiles by fulfilling quests indicated by the speech bubbles. To complete this quest, add at least 8 additional houses to the colored edges. Okay. What does it mean by to the colored edges? I forgot that my mouse is still broken. Oh, oops. Like that? So there is some strategy to this game in figuring out where to place things. Or are they wanting me to put them over here? My bad. Okay. There's another quest. To complete it, connect exactly 2 fields to the quest tile. Is this the quest tile? Or no, this is the quest tile. Symbol in the corner of the speech bubble hints to a follow-up task. Does it? What symbol in the corner? Okay. Put that there. Put this here. Ooh! I added too many fields to the group? Oh, it only wants 2 tiles. Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad. Let me try this again. Okay, only 2 tiles. Only 2 tiles. Okay. Completing this quest spawned a flag, which indicates its group can be closed to gain extra points and tiles. Close the group. Okay, so you close the group, like, would this close the group, you think? This group is closed when it cannot be expanded anymore. Hover over a flag to highlight the remaining open edges. Okay. Got it. So basically, no more road is allowed. So like that. Train tracks and river tiles have placement restrictions. Their ends cannot lead into different types of tiles. Invalid spots are marked with a red cross as a visual help during the tutorial. Okay. Well then let's put a train out here, I guess, and the river over here. And this is a, oh no, a train track and a river. Oh god. Oh, why did I put them so far away from each other? Train tracks. More train tracks. What am I doing? Every time you place a tile, you gain points according to how well it fits to its neighbor's edges. Collect 200 points to complete the tutorial. Okay. I will do my best to complete the tutorial. I think I already broke the train track tile a little bit. So my B on that one. Oh god, I broke it again. I'm not 100% fully understanding how the train track tiles work, I don't think. But I could at least make a bigger forest. Like that. I can make bigger houses. Like that. Oh, there we go. I've completed the tutorial and unlocked the windmill, my first special tile. Okay, start the real game. Let's try. So my whole goal, let's see, place down 100 tiles, form a train route with at least 10 train tracks. The goals are behind my head, as they usually are. Form a train route with at least 10 train tracks, or gain a high score of 2,500 points. Okay. Well, I want to make, like, a really pretty and lovely place to live. That's my goal. We need green space for people and houses. The road can go over here. And we'll put the river out here, and hopefully that'll be okay. I'm not understanding how the rivers and a deck builder. I guess you could kind of argue that it is, because you unlock special tiles over time, and that expands your repertoire. So kind of. Hey, Fuzzy Guru. This is like a peaceful village building strategy game. that I'm not particularly great at for the at the moment. Let's put you over there. Look at this urban sprawl we already have going on. Might be. Oh, now we got a whole lake. Oh my god! A whole lake. Let's do it. Hey, good Giza! Whoop whoop! Thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. I appreciate you using your Prime subscription on me. A peaceful roguelite deck builder. Nice, Fuzzy, nice. This one was recommended by another foldie. +6? Oh, okay, I shouldn't have put that one down. That was wrong. Okay, here's the train tracks. I'll just put the train tracks over here because I want them away from my beautiful, beautiful river. You guys, yeah, I'll connect you guys like that. Got another train track. I'm not, like, entirely certain of what I'm doing right now, but I will say that it feels good. What was that noise? Did I break something? Do we need another like that? Okay. So I guess completing the numbers over the little speech bubbles does give you more points. I mean, the tutorial said that, but... like that. This is another railway tile. Put that out over there. Let's get some more trees. Get some more trees. Get some more roads for you. You need a lot of city. Some more roads for you. This one is a train track. Now there's also the end of a train track. I'll put this one out here. Ooh, rivers again. I love the rivers. The rivers are my favorite part thus far. Eh. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's see if we can get the river to like curve over to here at some point. Now we're back to the train track. We're creating a lot of space for the train tracks. For people, just for people to get around if they need to. Got some houses. Oh, okay. I did mess up. I guess I don't think I can place a river here. You love those types of games? It's a real skill to be able to make being lost and learning as you go feel satisfying. Yeah, I agree. These games are so deceptive because they seem like there's not a lot of gameplay to them, and that is a lie. I read the reviews for this game were saying that basically... Oh, what? We're saying that this game has a whole bunch of strategy to it, but you kind of have to choose to engage in the strategy. Like, if you want to just put tiles down randomly wherever you want to and enjoy it feeling like, you know, a nice, comfy, cozy game, you can, and they give you that as the option. But if you want to get meta with the points, then you absolutely can do that. Hey! We unlocked a train! Does that mean we're gonna get to see the train, like, roll on by? Okay. Let's see, we got more rivers. Let's do stuff like that. More forest, some more tile. Another river tile. Just gonna have you go out. Got more road for you guys. And another piece of road to finish this one up. Now, just keep going straight. Just a straight shot. This is a very strange looking river. Just a straight line. Maybe I can, maybe I'll curve it. Curve. Ooh! Yes! Look at how cute this is! I like it! Okay. You go here. You go here. And then bam! Enough forest tile. We're still working on this one over here. If we can just connect these two, you know, that'll do a lot for us, I think. Let's see. This needs more housing. This is not enough. Yeah, that doesn't work. We'll put it over here then. Nope. Yes! There we go, finally. Figured this one out. This one still needs more housing. Affordable housing is needed. I know, I love the ponds. I wish they would just give me so much more. Oh wait, what? No, I needed that. Oh, oops. I wish they would just give me so much more river tiles. I'm all about these river tiles. Oh yeah. Give me the lakes. A water train station? Are we gonna see little, like, water trains going? That sounds adorable. Okay. You could probably make a really pretty... Alright. Water train station. Where are we gonna... So our train's gonna roll out of it, or what? Bam! Got that one done. Oh, we need more rail tiles over here. Might be. We're getting close to the end of our pile. This one wants 38 houses next to it. Do you want to be part of this housing complex? To make that a little easier? So that y'all could be friends? Housing complex friends? Live next to your best friend in an apartment complex? The dream? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Oh. I broke that one. You can connect rivers or train tracks to... Oh, that's how it works. Interesting. All right, this is the biggest forest that we currently have. And this is the biggest housing complex. Now we've got forest, lake, and train all on the same track. Okay. This is a very large and unwieldy space that I have created. You can tell, like, look at how disorganized this town is. Look at how just completely random and disorganized this town is. This is what they call urban sprawl. I believe. Okay. Oh, this one has a train on it. Okay, well, for some reason it didn't want me to put the train elsewhere, so the train's over here now. And let's put some filler blocks in to make this look a little bit more, how do you say, organic? Hey! Oh, a lavender biome was unlocked. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. You love the funky river? Thanks. It looks kind of man-made, doesn't it? You will accept no slander of Charitopia. That's what you call it. That's her name. Don't wear it out. Where do I... There we go. Completing things left, right, and center. Don't let anybody tell you different. We're knocking this out of the park. We're acing this. Don't let anybody tell you different. Creativity's in the mind of the beholder. Okay. I want this friendly little train to go on a journey. Oh, but okay, but see, how come it does the... So this completes this, but it doesn't complete that? I don't understand. Does it go? Oh, it does go. But I guess I broke it. I don't know why this one didn't go when the other ones did. Do you know, Snakebird Priestess? The train's number doesn't have a plus sign. Oh, it wanted an exact number of train tracks. Well, I mean, that's fine that it wanted an exact number of train tracks, but what I wanted was a tiny train going over my entire map. And so I think that my wants have overruled the game's wants. But you're right. I think that, yeah, I think you're right. I think that is exactly what the issue was. All right, let's see. Oh, there's like, oh, we need to expand in this direction. Let's go over there. More trees. More houses. There we go. More trees for you. Good, good, good. This one needs 339 trees attached to it. Good. Not good. Is there a home for you? Yes. Over here. We're gonna need to expand out a bunch of trees. This one needs exactly 24 houses next to it. Oh, things are getting so exact. But you can use however many. So you will. Got more rivers. Uh-huh. Like that. Good. Good. Okay. More houses for you. Housing market. Housing market. Building new houses in the city of Seattle so we can all live here happily and affordably. That's what it's about. This place is way prettier than Seattle, though. All right, this one needs 332 plus again. Let's put you there. Perfect. There's no good place for this one, huh? Yeah, I've blocked myself off from all of my orange tile, yellow tile areas. I guess over here. I'm running out of tiles though, so I'm not going to be able to actually like do most of these, I think, the whole way. We need so many trees. And like, I agree with that. We do need more trees. Respect the tree. Mm-hmm. Trees, trees, trees. More river area. Over here. Housing for you guys. New friends. More roads for you. I think these are roads. I'm not sure what else they're supposed to be. Another one of you. More housing. Bam! Nailed it. More roads over here. Some big water chunk. Nailed that one. This one needs 436 trees attached to it. I guess with trees, you just need to make sure you're leaving space open for them because you can always use more trees. Oh, shit. Literally. What I have destroyed myself. I have destroyed myself in this moment. Sometimes you gotta do it for the aesthetic. You wanna live on one of the islands? Me too. I'd happily live. This game is made by a bunch of Germans, and so it's like German architecture, and yeah, I'd happily be all about that. More housing. Trees up here. There's no way I'm gonna get 226 plus trees before this game ends. More train tracks though. Yay! Skin unlocked. Another locomotive. Okay, so you can unlock like different colors of things. That's kind of cool. Oh, are they supposed to be fields? Oops. Game over. Try again. And so I guess, oh, so we unlocked the lavender background. That's what it is. I guess what happens now is that the game restarts and you get, so all the tiles that we unlocked are going to be inside of here now. I don't like this. Starting off very close together. And now with the river. Nailed it. Nailed that. Nailed that one. Uh-huh. Oh, this one only can have exactly 7 connected to it. All right, well, you go over here then. You go help the trees. Oh, we don't even have, like, people living here yet? People living right at the mouth of the river? So that they're all hanging out together. Okay. Okay. Okay, river good. I guess I can start giving this guy the 7 that it so desperately wants. No, I can't because I put a river tile next to it like a smarty pants. Okay, I've ruined that for myself. That's okay. Who needed it? For some reason, these yellow tiles are my least favorite tiles. What happened is that I'm just making mistakes by placing things willy-nilly. More houses for friendship. Even more houses for friendship. You guys get to be friends too. No, you don't. I can't connect you. Friends! Okay, you... Yeah, I've definitely ruined myself with this guy. I don't think there's anything I can do about this guy. The yellow ones are grain fields. Oh, so these are literally fields of lavender? How idyllic. Okay, that's fine. 'Cause I can put you there. Don't really have a good use for this tile. Perfect. Crushed it. Okay. I'll just connect a lot of forest tiles just in case, you know what I mean? You need a lot of fields next to you. There you go. There's your lot of fields. Yours too. And yours. All of the fields! All of the fields. You guys get to start building your happy little family of houses. Your happy little community. Little community space. Bam. More train tracks. And more lavender fields. More fields. More food! Hey, all you people. Hey, all you people. Hey, all you people, won't you listen to me? I just had a sandwich. No ordinary sandwich. Does that song get stuck in anybody else's head? Yeah, this is a village building strategy game. I guess it's kind of like a puzzle game too, but they classify it as a strategy game. You're basically just trying to earn points and accomplish objectives to get new tiles. It's a very I feel like this kind of game would be great on like mobile, on like iPad or your phone or something like that, on a tablet or phone. Fields are friends, not food. Okay, I think that I might not ever be able to do anything about that guy. I wonder if we're even gonna unlock anything. I need a bigger water body. I need to finish 5 sessions with a score of at least 5,000? What do you think I am? Jesus? This sounds like Minecraft SFX. It's a very satisfying sound. But not when you do that. Not when you do it that way. Bam. I can't attach you to any existing forests. That's sad. Out there. Got a new forest area. We're building onto... we're eventually building onto a new forest area. And more housing. You guys also need new houses, huh? Oh, everybody's got all these needs. Okay. Forest tile, perfect. Forest tiles. Forest tile. Ooh, forest with water. Be careful of that one. It's a tricky thing. Perfect, we've got some housing done. Whatever, I don't care about you. Other people also need houses, my friend. Not just you. Okay, we got some more train tracks. A little blank space. I'll write your name. The beeping of the laser guard. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the beeping of the laser guardians in Breath of the Wild. Games with like a great soundscape are really... I feel like we don't we pay a lot of attention to the soundtracks, but I feel like we don't pay enough attention to really, really good SFX. Because SFX can really, really help set the tone. It's part of the whole story that you're telling about your game, you know? Oh, oops. Messed that one a little bit up, I think. I unlocked a boat! I want a boat! I want a boat! I want like more of my little boys to be running around this green earth. Thank you very much. I feel like I'm not great at this game. I will say, I don't feel spectacular at this game. I guess that's why you have the scores to unlock things with. This is a game that I feel like you could play and then fall asleep to, you know what I mean? I'm not yawning, you're yawning. I'm not sleepy. There we go. There. Tied to more houses. Even more houses. These people are so community focused. They want their communities to be so big. I like it. Okay, more houses. More houses. More houses. Okay. There we go. Nailed that one. Maybe we can connect these two, you know? Or maybe not. I think I already broke it. I think I already broke our ability to do that successfully. That's fine. I don't care. Yellow. I think the limited number ones are the ones that are a bit, like, pricier in terms of points. It's only 9/11. Don't make you sleepy. I'm sorry. Everyone in chat yawned in unison. You're right, Amphiggery. What an uplifting message. You're right, though. That is how it works. My brain is still just the slightest bit, like, slow and fuzzy. I've still got the slightest bit of brain fog left over from yesterday. Hell yeah! But I've been getting really into, like, interior design again. Not that I wasn't into it before, but I've started wanting to fix my backgrounds. My office has been incomplete for like 4 months or something at this point, and I've been starting to be like, maybe I'll be able to complete it soon. Put that there so we can hook your boy up. Hook your boy. Oh, well. Ah, well. I ruined that one. Let's go that way. That's okay. I don't mind sacrificing. There's so many river tiles. Cry me a river. This is starting to get a little bit too sprawling and unwieldy for me. I thought I only had 40 tiles to start with, but this looks like way more than 40. Boat! Boat. Okay. I'm not gonna get the points for the boat tile, but the boat. The boat. What was I thinking of doing? What? Oh, I don't remember. And you got major brain fog? Oh, nice. Well, brain fog is super annoying, but that's a lot better than being like, at least in my opinion, it's a lot better than being like, if you have the physical energy, but your brain's not working, at least you can still do stuff like clean, you know? You can still get up and like go kind of be productive. Look at the little tugboat going so slowly. Yeah, that is true. As you complete. Are you going in? Oh, he's going inside! He's in! Oh, he's coming back out. If I could, if there's like a sandbox mode, then I want just river mode. Just river mode. I don't have a train in here. Sad face. Get a little closed circle for it to... Forget all these other places and buildings and things I was doing. I want the boat. Oh, there's another ship. Okay, where should I put this in order to make this, like, more of a Ooh, yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm all about that. Let's get more rivers. We gotta close... Yes! Close the loops! Close the loops. Close that loop. What about it? I closed that loop. Ooh, more boat. Boat town. Boat town. So, the one thing about rivers is that I haven't seen a river tile that just, like, ends. I guess maybe you could make the lakes end points. I don't care about you! I want more river tiles! No! Oh, hey! I did pass 5,000, so eventually I will achieve the goal of getting past 5,000. I had Moderna, is which one I got. Yeah, we are Clone Trooper Kev. Yeah, we are. Here, let's do it, let's do another go, and then I'll ask you guys whether you want to switch to Hoko Life. Moderna's second dose kicked your butt. Oh my god, me too. Moderna's second dose, I was like literally set me back for the whole week. I was flat on my tushy the whole week. The first 2 days were pretty, and like, if you're healthier than me, you're probably gonna have a better time. I don't have a healthy body, so even flu shots get me good. Like flu shots, I have to go home and sleep off the flu shot. So I knew that whichever COVID vaccine I got, it was gonna knock me off my tushy. In a way that like Zek just got their second shot and they just got to walk away. Like it was fine. They were a little tired and that was it. I was like, man. But you think it was because Shark Week got you at the same time? Man, Zek's that like, you know, if there's ever like a thing where it's like, oh, some people don't have to deal with the shitty parts, Zek's that person that every time that happens. Accomplishing goals left, right, and center. Bam. 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 Bam! Left, right, and center. Crushing it. I'm like, yo, get hyped for this relaxation game. I'm sorry, I should tone down my energy and speak in soothing tones to match what's happening here. Get that. Get some more forest areas. That's what I'm all about. Here's a little train track to start ruining everything, as train tracks do. Okay. More trains. You go up. You go up away from the water. Boat! Boat, 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 boat! Let us drink in the fields of lavender. Hey! Drop that beat. Yo! Thank you for the 100 biddies, Clone Trooper Kev. And letting the bit pony, I'm sorry, the hype pony ride. There we go. Gotta give this poor little boaty a little bit more room to maneuver. Yeah, we do. Bam! Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Good. Perfect. Good. Doing it. Crushing it. We're doing better this time around. Kind of. Maybe. Okay. You go over there. Oh, train tracks. Is this one of the ones where you have to put the train tracks and the fields together? Because I might have already lost if that's the case. Maybe not. You never know. We might still have a chance. Okay. Bam! Oh, I was hoping the boat was gonna keep on going. Keep on chugging. I think we're doing better than last time with this one. I think we're doing a lot better. The longer you wait, the more content it will have when you finally do get it. Oh, Wildermyth. I've heard good things about Wildermyth. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Good. Good. I'm having a hard time with these fields this time around. Okay. But at least we're still getting stuff checked off the list. Okay, how about you? Finally, okay, good. Yes, some tiles that we can build off of. Good. Got that done. That's a complete loop. Oh, it's not Minecraft, it's Stardew Valley sound effects. Okay. 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 All right. Would you like to live in this town? Vote yay or nay. And if you would live here, where would you put your house? Forest area, train track area, village area, or river area? Or this like little spot of fields down here? Right on the edge of the lake next to the forest.
I'll support you.
That sounds nice. That sounds really nice. You would live there, put your house in the forest. Right? Right? The forest area is like the nicest area. Either forest or lake for me, you know? Rienku, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. Thank you. I appreciate that. You'd pick a river house, but you're a city boy at heart. You'd end up downtown. You'd pick one of these houses then. One of the houses like right on the edge of the lake. You have it both ways. The little line of 4 company, but not too much. This line of 4? Wait, no. You're probably referring to something else, I think, maybe. Yeah? Oh, this little line of 4. This does kind of seem like ideal, because forest, lake, town. You have access to everything. This is where the rich people live. Because the housing market, they're like, it's too good. So close. Ah, finally. Crushed it. Let's put some more houses over here for the people who are wanting houses. Finally finish you off. You don't get your own wants and needs here, individual house. What you think, I'm made of houses? You take your house and you enjoy it, damn it. It's been a while since I've gotten a train on a train track though. What am I? Oh, this only needs one more house. Got it. Then we'll put a bunch of houses over here. Perfect. There we go. You're a huge sucker for waterfront houses, especially the sea. Oh, right? I love the ocean. I wish that I could live in a place by the ocean that wasn't, you know, so expensive. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. One of the things that I've been having, like, one of the reasons I've gotten into interior design a lot is because I'm, like, very interested in, like, I mean, I've mostly been in, like, I don't want to call it transitional housing, but kind of transitional housing for most of my life until this apartment building, knock on wood. Knock on wood, because my landlord sent out an email being like, hey, we're gonna renegotiate all of your leases, so like knock on wood that I'll still be able to afford living here and I won't just get kicked out, which might happen. So if that doesn't happen, then that would mean that I have been able to stay in this one apartment for 2 straight years, which I think if I hit 2 straight years, that's going to be the longest time that I've lived in one place since I was in college. So it's been like 6 or 7 years of basically moving almost every year, if not every year and a half. And I just like haven't had a real stable place to call my own and to like decorate and design yet. And so I've been getting very into trying to, and so obviously I also just like don't have any furniture either. I don't have any decor or furniture or like anything. And so I've been very slowly accumulating over the like last year new furniture to try to make this place feel more like a house and like a home where I'm like stably living and not having to move all the time. So fingers crossed that even though the rent has increased $400 to $600 everywhere in the area, they don't raise my rent that much. Fingers crossed, because if they do, I don't know where I'm gonna move, because there's really no place in Seattle that is like as cheap as it used to be. Do I get any government help because of my disability? I do not. I do not qualify for any kind of disability, and even if I did, I make enough money that they would be like, no, we're not giving you anything. Hey, Tim. Magnificent mansion. It would be by the lakes or by a sea to live in this wonderful world I'm creating. Aw, thank you, Gravel Tongue. And thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. I agree. I don't know. Because like, I don't even like, because here's the thing, like when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I want a big mansion house, right? Because like, who doesn't want to live in like a castle? But now that I'm older and I'm more tired and I can't go around cleaning my whole space, first of all, stairs are not friendly. So if I'm gonna get a house with stairs, it's gotta be a house with one set of stairs and not 2. Because it's too hard for me when I'm sick to climb up and down stairs. But then I feel like I don't want, I don't know, I feel like I was watching this YouTube video where this like girl who is fresh out of college, bless her freaking heart, she's either her family's really rich or she's just, you know, she's really young and so it hasn't clicked for her. But she was like, I want to buy a house in the next 3 years, and I'm like, girl, you and every millennial when we started out, like, it's fine. But she was talking about, she was like, when I get a house, I'll just get an extra room with a library in it. And I'm like, I don't think. Like, back when I was a kid, I wanted that kind of thing. Like, oh, I want my own office room. I want my own library space. I want all this stuff. I don't think I actually want that anymore. It's too hard to take care of. And I kind of, for some reason, I only want to have a house that I can sustainably maintain. Like, I don't want a house that's so big that I have to, like, hire a cleaner to clean it. I want a house that, like, I can reliably keep up by myself. So I feel like I'd probably go for a smaller house in the end. Cheers, Wetley. Yeah, let's, again, knock on wood. I'm really, because, like, our landlords are, like, a lot better than some of the other places that I've lived. But they have started, like, remodeling all of the buildings. So, like, we live in an older building right next to a busy highway, which is why the rent is a lot cheaper here. And it's also why the water is bad and makes me sick. So I'm really hoping that they're just going to let us continue living here rather than what one of my old apartment complexes did is they basically suddenly raised the rent by a large amount, expecting us to leave because they wanted us out because they wanted to renovate the apartment. But when we went in to let them know we'd found a different place, they were like surprised because they thought that we would go to them and be like, can we move to another building while you renovate our old apartment so that we can wait to pay more? Like, can we move to an older building that still charges new rent, the new price of rent? So yeah, I've been kicked out of apartment complexes so that they can renovate them before, and I'm just hoping that that won't happen here because I really wanted to like stay in this one apartment for like at more than 2 years, for like at least 3 years. That would have been really nice. And I hope that we don't have to move again because moving is really expensive. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see. They tried to do that to you, but you were able to negotiate them down. Maybe I can try that. I don't know if we'll have that here. I don't know. I don't know how much negotiation capacity we'll have here, just because it's like the gentrification has gotten so bad up here, and especially again like COVID. I think COVID must have hit the Seattle area harder than a lot of other areas because we have like the Amazon and Microsoft tech workers and T-Mobile and Nintendo and all these tech workers in town, and they definitely just spread out across all the suburbs when COVID hit and they could remote work. And so everything is so much more expensive. Like I live out in the boonies. I don't live in Seattle proper. I live out in the boonies. I live in one of the suburbs around Seattle because I couldn't afford to live in Seattle. And I'm also probably not a city person. I think I'm not a city person. But yeah, so if they end up raising the prices, I don't know where I'm gonna go because I don't know that I'll be able to justify. Like my rent's already really, really expensive. I mean, for a lot of, like, in comparison to a lot of areas, I essentially, just on rent, I pay almost $1,000 a month, and that's a cheap price. And that's just my half of the rent. That's not counting Zex. And that's like that's a pretty cheap price for like this area. And so that's why I'm like, I don't know, I'm very nervous. Nervous. You want like a downtown a city shack? Wouldn't that, yeah, right? Like, put me in the city in the middle of a park, you know? You'd be happy with land and a few pieces of plywood if you could actually own it. Girl, right? Same? And like, that's what I mean. Like, if they raise the rent prices, I might as well just not live in Seattle because I'm not getting anything out of living in Seattle. You know, I don't need to live here for my work. It's kind of ridiculous that I'm still paying these high prices when I don't have a Seattle job, and I'm probably not gonna get a AAA job in the future just because my health, like, AAA is unsustainable for me to try and work. Like, if I ever got sent into crunch mode, you know, I would have to quit, and so I haven't gone into AAA for that reason. You'd never negotiated rent before? Didn't even know you could. You learned from friends that almost all landlords would prefer a good tenant that stays around and they don't have to go through listing realtor costs months where it's unoccupied. Man, but like, the thing is that here, nobody, like, there isn't gonna be a case where it's unoccupied for months. There's literally a waiting list at my apartment complex right now. There's like 6 families who want to move into these houses. I mean, I'll try to negotiate rent. We are good tenants. We've put up, like, the week we moved in here, the Zek's bathroom leaked through our living room. So, like, I feel like we're pretty good tenants. We're pretty chill for all that, you know? So maybe we can negotiate them down. I'm hoping. I'm probably blowing this all out of proportion. They're probably just gonna keep rent mostly the same, hopefully, for us, hopefully. Because it's not just our lease. They're doing it for everybody at the same time. I'm just nervous. I've been living in rented housing for so long now, and like, there's been so many mean ways that they've taken advantage of the people who live in the various buildings that I've lived in, that I'm a little scared now. Just a little. We've had the same landlords for what would be the last 13 years. Oh, that would be lovely. Everyone's buying houses and condos. Yeah, there's not enough housing supply here at the moment. At the moment, like, okay, so like even so like, take this with a grain of salt. This is pre-COVID. This is pre-buying rush. Even in 2017, I had a friend who was trying to buy a house, and they were trying to inspect the houses, right? Because in most places you can inspect houses before you buy. And even in 2017, if you tried to wait the week that it took for an inspector to come out to inspect the house before you put in an offer on it, you wouldn't get the house. And so they had tried to put in an offer on 4 separate houses over 8 months of time in full cash, that they were paying over the listing price in full cash for these houses, and they couldn't get one because the housing market was so hot that was impossible. And that was before COVID happened. That was before everybody who was sitting on their pretty little nest eggs decided to go get houses in the suburbs. So right now the housing market is literally people are buying them before they even get onto the market. And so the renting market is basically just as bad because we don't have enough housing in Seattle. That's why we have a lot of homeless people. Like a lot of we have a lot of homeless people we have so many homeless people in Seattle, and we're not doing anything about it, and it's a bad thing. So just be aware of that if you're looking to move to Seattle. We have a really intense, just as bad as California homeless problem at this point. Because there's just literally not enough places to live. So what I'm saying is that I'm making a good argument to myself for why I should not stay in Seattle. All right, goodbye, Mysterio. Thanks for coming. You're in Los Angeles, and yeah. People in New Hampshire are buying ship boxes for cash 25% over market price to waive the inspection and move in ASAP. Yeah, what is happening here? To be fair, so you guys know Frank, the Salonium, wonderful member of our community here. But I was talking to him about this, and he did assure me, he basically was like, when the 2008 crash happened, they stopped building houses until about 2015 is when they started rebuilding houses at the rate of pre-2008. So that's why the housing market has been complete bonkers for so long, is because we just don't have supply. And the good news that he's noticed, because he runs a construction company, is that now people are flooding the market with beginning to build new houses for people, because there's clearly a demand, as though there hasn't been a demand this whole time, as though millennials haven't been sitting around being like, boy, I would love a house if it was affordable. But yeah, so suddenly people are running into the market. It's like investors really believed those articles that were like, millennials want to kill the housing market. It's like, yeah, we did. We super wanted to kill the housing market, guys. It's not like every single millennial that you talk to is like, boy, my dream is to one day own my own abode. I'm like, girl, I don't know how you guys thought that there wasn't a market for this. It just needed to be a cheaper market. Stop building McMansions, damn it. And start building nice, comfy 1,500 square foot houses for the rest of us. At least on the East Coast. Supplies are, yeah. Wood is starting to come down, thankfully. The shortage of wood, from what I understand, the shortage of wood wasn't a literal shortage of wood. It was a trading shortage of wood. So it was we've basically had a giant traffic jam on the docks in California, where what has happened, this is hilarious, is that we were getting container ships sent to us from, our trading partners like China, getting container ships sent to us filled with things. And what would normally happen is that we would fill up those container ships with the stuff that we export and send them back to China. But what's been happening instead is China was like, don't send us your filthy COVID-laden stuff. We don't want it. Hold on to the container ships until you guys have your COVID situation under control, which our COVID situation is still not under control, technically, depending on who's trading with us. So we've had a 100 ship pileup of just ships with empty container boxes sitting in our busiest ports in California. And so there's been a lumber shortage because we can't get any of the stuff, because we don't have any docks open, because we can't send our ships anywhere, because, yeah. Well, they don't take our plastics for recycling anymore, but that happened a couple years ago, so we've already adjusted to that. But yeah, at least on the East Coast. Oh, mostly pandemic issues from what you can tell, but climate change hasn't helped. Yeah. From what I understand, like there is no shortage of actual lumber in the world. It's just a matter of getting the lumber to us, and also there being a really high demand for lumber right now because a lot of people are wanting to build new buildings because they all suddenly realized, you know, they suddenly realized what we want and need. So that's my understanding of it anyways. So the good news is that, like, hopefully in a couple of years the housing market will cool down a bit and you won't have, like, I know somebody who lives in this area who's literally the value of their home doubled. And their home already, like, again, like, the cheapest houses here in Seattle sell for like $500,000, and the people I know, their housing price doubled during the year of COVID. So, like, now the cheapest houses cost $800,000 or $900,000 up here. So thankfully that will hopefully probably maybe come down, please, dear God, because I do not want to rent for the rest of my life unless we get more renters' rights. Which, from what I understand, also the way renting works in, like, Europe compared to America, we just have, like, a lot less rights about what we can do to the spaces that we rent, because our rented spaces are considered still, like, the landlord's property, and we need to be nice to the landlord's property. Whereas in Europe, it's, like, so much more common for people to rent that when you rent a place, it's like, it's still your landlord's property, but you're allowed to paint it. You're allowed to, you're allowed to do things to the space in a way that you aren't allowed to do here. So. It's also wild. Agreed. Yeah. We want the McMansions to have commune. Yeah, build a McMansion, but instead of having, like, 8 houses all on the same floor, cut a giant courtyard in the middle of it, and then separate all those houses into tinier houses, and then sell them to friend groups, because millennials will definitely pay for that. Can't go on vacation, so may as well rebuild your kitchen. Can confirm the dock thing. Your buddy works the docks in Long Beach. Okay, yeah, so that is a thing. I had read an article recently, because I heard about that a while ago, and then I read an article recently that confirmed it, and I was like, how long is this gonna happen? So it is totally COVID. COVID just messing things up across international lines, as you do. But my point being is that, like, it looks really bad right now. It is really bad right now as far as the housing. Like, don't buy a house right now. Maybe don't buy a house right now. Maybe don't buy a house right now. But it should, like, that it shouldn't stay this way. It would be very strange if it stayed this way, thankfully. Should have been born in sitcom land. Yeah, where can I go be a bartender and still have, like, an NYC apartment with 3 bedrooms? Reptile, hey, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. And cheers, Jenna. Oh, as an Alacritous Alchemist, too. Aw, thank you, Reptile. He was like, everything's good. I mean, your friend was right. Why wouldn't they want you to paint their property? Landlords here are like, oh, hell yeah, you want to paint my property for me? Go nuts. Oh, no. No, absolutely not. Here in America, like, some landlords get mad at you if you put holes in the walls to hang paintings. Like, that's how bad our landlords are here. We're not allowed to, like, touch anything in the place. That's why Americans don't like renting. We want to own our own houses so that we can, like, paint and replace appliances and get rid of gross like, first of all, our house wasn't cleaned before we moved into it, so, like, they said that they would hire a cleaner to clean it before we moved in. They did not actually do that. So our cabinets are disgusting. The cabinets in our kitchens were covered in a thick layer of oil when we moved in from the previous tenant. And like, we just haven't been able to get all that off. And the cabinets themselves are gross and they're not super like functional for using. So like, again, they told us when we moved in that they were going to replace that before we moved in. They didn't actually, and we weren't about to complain because this is like the cheapest, nicest place on the market that I've ever seen while living in Seattle in my like 5 years of living in Seattle. So I wasn't about to complain even if it was gross as hell. That's why I'm like, please don't up my rent, okay? I've been a very nice tenant for you. But like, ideally, I would love, like, I talked to my landlord. I was like, I would love to put in a like water filtration system and we can go halvesies on the cost or something because the water here makes me sick and I would like to not buy filters. And my landlord was open to that, but like when we actually did the looking into it, it ended up being too pricey and there was no one willing to service us out here. And so it's not going to happen. And so like, I would like my own house so that I know that the water that I drink and shower in is clean and isn't going to make me sick. Like, I want my own space for a lot of reasons. Like, having my own house would help my health a lot. And for a lot of people, that would be the case. And because we're not allowed to make any, you know, changes to anything, I'm sure that there are a lot of people who would like easily be like, cool, I'm a swap out these windows for double paned windows. If in America the culture was like, when you rent, you live there for 10 years and landlords let you do that. But in America, the culture is when you rent, you live there for maybe 2 to 3 years and then you kind of have to get up and leave for one reason or another. So, hey, thank you for the biddies, Reptil. Your mom owns her house and she's still nervous about tiny holes from tax because of resale value. That's fair. You can replace tiny holes from tax so easily though. It's the kind of thing where I'm like surprised when landlords get upset about that because like you can literally just go buy something for like $10 at Home Depot and just cover it up. So like, it's like, why are you guys trying to control my life like this? Let me do what I want to do. Your health got so much better once you moved from a tiny one-room bed set to a 2-bedroom flat, and quality of life has helped so much. Yeah, there's a lot, like, there's stuff I want to do. Like, I would love to just be able to have a house that's properly insulated. I would love to be able to have a house where my neighbors on that side of me, on like that side. So my bedroom, this is my bedroom. This part is my office space because there's like a little alcove and it makes its own kind of room. And then on that side of the wall is where my bed is. And I'm directly, thankfully the walls are very thick in this apartment, but the windows are thin. And so our neighbors are very loud. They like to like go outside and blare their music and sing along to it while repairing their cars. They have a lot of children. They have like yelly, screamy fights. So they, you know, they're just very loud. And for me, I have PTSD. Loud, sudden noises trigger me. They don't trigger me into a PTSD episode, but they do like jolt my adrenaline and like jolt my adrenaline way higher than for a normal person. So when that happens consistently, especially if like I have like a straight weekend of that or something, then I'm not able to physically recover. And now I'm like jeopardizing my work for the next week because my health's all fragile and shit. So like, I have a dream of owning a house, but I also like, I have a dream of being able to like live in one place, being able to invest in the community that I'm living in. And like, you know, like when I buy a house, I want to stay in that house for like, at least at bare minimum 5 years, at least 10 years, hopefully longer if at all possible. Like, I don't intend to move once I buy a house. And I would like to invest in the community around me. I would like to make my house very green and friendly. I would like to make it very healthy for me specifically. And these are not things that I can do as long as I'm renting. That's why my dream has always been to own a house, because it's not like, sure, it's the American dream or whatever, but it's more about like, I want to ensure I'm tired of not having a stable place to live. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in transit constantly. I haven't had a stable place to live unless you can count the 3 years I spent in one apartment in college. then I just haven't had a stable place to live for like 10 years. And I would love to have one. It sounds awesome. You lived in the same apartment for 10 years? That's awesome. People yelling at each other angrily. Yeah, I really hate that. I really, really hate it. And like, man, because I can hear so much of our neighbors' arguments, you know, like I don't, it's just, I don't want that. I don't want to know this much about my neighbors. I don't want to be concerned and stuff like that, you know? Their lives are none of my business and I shouldn't be hearing it. So yeah, I really, 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 really someday want to own a house. But I'm not sure how I'm gonna be able to do that working as a game dev, because yeah, no, you don't make that kind of money as a game dev. So we'll see. A fjord. What does that mean? How is that different? Is this like, it looks like a specific kind of tile, a specific kind of field, a fjord field, a field of fjords. Sometime when it's in England in 2025. I'm sure it'll be sunnier by then. Of yelling out imaginary versions of the people that you work with while you're in the shower. I mean, that's fine. You thought the American dream was plutocracy. I don't know what the American dream is anymore for like our generation. I think most people still would like to own their own house in our generation. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm very happy that COVID is like resetting the job market in America, at least. That's a thing that I'm deeply happy about. Very jealous of your sister. 200,000 pounds? Oh, that would be nice. The River Lake system? Yeah, it is a boat. We unlocked a little boat. We unlocked a boat, and then we also have little trains going by. They're very cute. I don't know that there's any place I can hook this boy up to. I guess that's the only one. There we go. They always get mad at me. They're like, "You're wasting points." And I'm like, "You're wasting points." The point of the game, which is to have fun. Just to have fun by placing my boats attached to other rivers. Thank you very much. Hey. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this one very well. I don't think it's gonna... It is a really cute game. Something to do with bootstraps, but I'm not sure I believe it. A nunnery? That's awesome! Allegedly haunted? Oh, whoever buys it has to open it to the... Ah! I do it! That's fine! Are you kidding? Oh my god, I'd love to live... Historic buildings are ridiculously expensive, but I'd love it! 4 stories, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, with a cellar... For 200,000. Well, if the infrastructure bill passes, I'll have a lot more options for where I could potentially live in the future, because I won't have to worry about certain areas not having fast enough internet to support my job. So that'll be fun. That'll be nice if that happens. Listen, I'm gonna have a house eventually, even if I need to buy a plot of land in the middle of freaking nowhere and build it myself. And by build it myself, I mean desperately ask Frank and probably Chase for help and, I don't know, figure something out. But I'm gonna have my own place. Damn it. It might not be in any kind of location that I like, but I'm gonna have my own house. I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be so upset if I don't get to. Well, I guess I actually won't, because like the only event in which I don't get to, I would like, you know. Anyways, point being, I'm gonna make it happen. This is just like the yellow brick road of fields out here. Hey, game over! 6,850 points! I guess I'm getting better somehow. Only an hour from London by the train, which is a 5-minute walk. Ugh. Man. I wish, first of all, I wish that Seattle had any kind of good transport system. That is a huge con of Seattle. We've got no good transport for now. I think in a couple of years it might maybe get better. Maybe. When there's like stations opening up in all of the suburbs around Seattle over the next couple of years, but I would love to live in a place that had a great transport system in and out of a city. Basically what I'm saying is I would love to live in Europe. That's basically what I'm saying. I would love to live in a place that isn't so car dependent with like a nice housing market, or where you can rent a place and like customize it. I love trains. Trains are so cool. All right, let's see. I'm probably only gonna stream for another 30 minutes to an hour. So I would like to ask you guys for your opinions. Oh yeah, Amazon, Twitch did change this, how this works. I would like to new poll. What should we do? Continue Dorfromantik. Swap to Hako Life, or just chatting. Those are our options. Boop, there's the poll. So what are we gonna do for the next 30 minutes to an hour? You can vote on it to answer. I'm gonna take, oh yes, Hoko Life, you can Google it. It's an early access, but it's a kind of like Animal Crossing Harvest Moon style game. I think that the idea is Animal Crossing without the time commitment, and with like, I'm not entirely 100% sure, because it's in early access right now, so I'm not sure what it's gonna look like when it's fully completed. But yeah, it's that kind of like life sim game. All right, also, I'm gonna BRB real quick to go get some water and stuffs. So BRB. It is so choppy. I tried to fix it, but I can't fix it. I think I just need to, if it's not OBS and I am like scared of updating OBS, then I just need to buy new RAM, and I can't afford to do that at the moment, so that won't happen for a little bit. Okay, so we ended up having a tie between two things, and because I don't like them, we're gonna try another poll, with only two options this time. Which one, and a shorter time amount, so only 3 minutes this time. Hoko Life or just chatting. Okay. There was an odd number of votes, so maybe this one will work. Let's see. I cheated. Yeah, Dorfromantik is a really cute game. Is it working? Is the closed captioning actually working? No, closed captioning is still not working on my OBS, but my Twitch stream is captioned. So that's fine. I'm not gonna mess with it. Thank God that it's actually working. Yeah, I was trying to fix the closed captioning because the plugin that I used before I had to wipe my computer to figure out what was wrong with it isn't working anymore. But so if the closed captions, they pop up, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Why are you tying? No ties. No ties in the fold. Who are you? 9 people with opinions? With your extremely, what's the word that I'm looking for? Divisive opinions, the fold is divided. But yeah, so there's this lady on YouTube. There's this YouTube channel. I have an opinion. What's your opinion? This is the internet. Feel free to say it. One of the YouTube channels that I've been watching is, I think it's called Kinwoven, and it's, man, you know when you like watch a YouTube channel because somebody has a skill and you're like, wow, I want to learn this skill. And then as you watch the channel, you're like becoming privy to more and more about this person, and you're like, whoa, I don't know. I mean, maybe this person is fine, but I don't know. I can't tell. Like, you know, when that kind of thing happens, that's totally happening with me and this interior design YouTube channel that I'm watching right now to like pick up some hot tips for design. Also there's like this other channel like about feng shui that I really like and I'm enjoying. But it's been like really interesting to watch this basically interior designers, their lives are very strange to me. It's a divisive opinion, so it's perfect for the interwebs. Well, be sure to, what's the word that I'm looking for? Be sure to fight with people online about it. Be sure to fight with total strangers online about it and make sure that they change their opinions because they're wrong and that needs to be corrected. Man, Okay, just chatting wins. We'll just be chatting for the rest of the stream. That totally works out for me, because we can give Hoko Life, we can give Hoko Life a try another time, and I think that it would be a fun. From what I've understood, from what people are saying about it, because it's still early access right now, the devs are updating it pretty much every week, and they're adding new content every week. But from some of the reviews I've read, there's not a lot to do now, so. We can keep it for a shorter stream later and just chat and talk together, provided you guys enjoy chatting with me and I'm not just monologuing into the distance to you all. I'm really excited for July though, because I'm basically like, you guys know I've been trying to revamp a lot of how my life is structured.
I'll support you.
Hey! Talks Draw Ace, a new name as well. So many people are getting new names subs right now. What is up with, like, what is happening with Twitch that everybody's getting new usernames at the same time? Thank you for resubscribing, though, and welcome back to the fold. Oh, so yeah, congratulations! That's wonderful! I'm glad that the baby arrived safely. I hope everybody is doing very fine. I wonder if you're quite sleep deprived, because that's what I always hear from people who have new kids. There've been a couple of people within the fold who've had new babies, and like whether they still attend streams is like a big variable, but every time they come in, they're like, I'm tired. They're like, I'm tired and I want to sleep. And you just couldn't. Yeah, well, man, and it's like, it's kind of like, you guys know that I've spent a lot of my time, this is a weird thing about me, but I spent a lot of my time trying to basically learn how to read people's minds, because I thought that would be a cool superpower to have, and it seemed like the most achievable superpower that you could try to have in real life by trying to like understand people's body language, right? Flash forward, like I decided to do that when I was like 8 years old, so flash forward to me being 28 and I've got 20 years of like actually hardcore experience of like trying to decipher people's body language at this point. So like for me, watching content, this is another one of the reasons, like I have a hard time watching TV shows. I have a hard time watching reality TV. I have a hard time watching movies. I have a hard time watching a lot of things, and in most cases it's because I know too much. I know too much about like the acting world and the producing world. I know too much about narratives, so I know like I can see things coming. I know too much about reading people's body language, so I can see when people are uncomfortable, but the show is trying to tell me that they're not uncomfortable, and that freaks me out. There's just like lots of things that like I can see too much. And YouTube channels are one of those things where like I'm like they're adding these like like you know when like YouTubers, they ad lib for comedy and also for like approachability so that they can seem more real, and so you have to put, you know, you have to put in your outtakes, or you have to ad lib, you have to like flub your lines occasionally, you have to like go off script slightly and chuckle, you know, you have to have something in there. You have to have like a cat or a dog that comes up into the screen unplanned and you need to keep it. You have to have that layer of authenticity in YouTube. And sometimes that layer of authenticity, especially when that layer of authenticity is genuinely unfiltered, freaks me out because it's way too different from the rest of their content, and I like start getting nervous about it. You know what I mean? Sleep is scheduled by the baby, but you're both, oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, Talks. Oh, how wonderful. Hey, Dawn. Because your channel never really became a Let's Play channel. That's fair. Seems like it's a power and a curse. It is a power and a curse. I would agree with that. I will say that I once almost got hired to have a job where my job would be just alerting to this business people who like gave me red flags. So like I did once. Somebody who did pitch to me this job where I would basically just be like a walking human alarm evaluator for them. That didn't end up panning out. Unsurprisingly. Unsurprisingly, that didn't end up panning out. But I wouldn't say that I'm terrible at it. I also wouldn't say that I'm like the best at it, but I would say that I'm probably above average at it. So like watching YouTube channels, like oftentimes I just like get really distracted and I go into a deep dive of an entire YouTube channel just because I want to figure out the person who is making the videos. And I want to like I want to know whether they're sincere or whether they're faking their authenticity, you know? YouTube is such an interesting space because I know so much about YouTube as a platform, as an algorithm. I've met so many creators. I've worked with so many creators. Like I know the space, and I know like what different kind of, because you know you got like everybody in California. Like if you move to California and you're a YouTuber, you're kind of a different kind of YouTuber than people living in the rest of the world who are YouTubers. And like if you're an American, your YouTube channel has a different vibe from if you're European and all these kinds of things. So it's like really interesting to me to like be able to figure out, okay, All right, who are you? Are you okay or are you not okay? Or did you start off okay and you became less okay as like power and fame got to you? You know, the stories of individual YouTube channels are wild, is what I'm trying to say here. Oh, we're just chatting. It's the just chatting portion of the stream now. MJ. Content creators reading a script and then dipping into an ad lib before going back to the script. It is a bit jarring. I mean, the best content creators can do it really well. Cheers, Don. It is just interesting to, well, what's even more interesting to me is that it's leaked off of, because like before online you needed that authenticity, but offline in TV and stuff you didn't need that level of authenticity. But now we're like wanting that extra layer of authenticity from a lot more than just our internet content. And also we're like developing this whole extra kind of silly genre of overly saccharine film, like TV shows. I've mentioned this before, but there's so Marie Kondo came out for Netflix, right? The Marie Kondo show came out for Netflix. And that show had a really wholesome and happy vibe. And I feel like the reason the show had a wholesome and happy vibe is because Marie Kondo is kind of really fucking weird as a person. I love her, but she's super weird. And so in order to like make the kind of weird things that she does seem less weird, they had to put whimsical music behind it and make the whole show seem like peaceful and relaxing in order to kind of make it, because there was no other way to market a Marie Kondo show, right? There just was no other way that you were going to be able to successfully market that. But then, after Marie Kondo did so well, Netflix was like, let's keep doing this kind of wholesome, saccharine reality TV. And they came out with Marie Kondo, but white, which was Get Organized with the Home Edit, which is a colossal if you ask me, it's a colossal failure of a Netflix TV show. And not even because of like, not even necessarily because of the ladies behind the hosts, the home edit, those people, even though like they're just home organizers. They're just like every other home organizer. They're fine. They're not that good though. But like they butchered that show really hard. So they made it have that extremely overly saccharine, everybody's happy, everybody, like nobody is allowed to stop smiling thing. But then they put everybody in extremely tense situations where they're like trying to make over a space in 4 hours or less, which is like impossible. Like, how are you gonna get a TV friendly transformation of a space in under 4 hours? So these poor organizers are like stressed out of their minds, and they're going with this overly saccharine thing where they're not allowed to not smile or get frustrated because it ruins the mood of the show. So it's just a bunch of really intense passive-aggressive sniping from everybody because they're all like, haha, well maybe if you hurried up a little faster, we'll get done in time, haha. And I'm like, yike. What you pick up from my body language since you've always been really socially awkward. And now after being socially isolated for a year and a half, you're gonna be even worse. Well, the thing about reading body language is that often, like, for people, like, the fun thing about reading body language is that it's not about how much people ascribe or, like, follow social norms. It's much more, like, base level, like, is this person stressed out? Are they not stressed out? Are they reacting to something in their environment, or are they not reacting to something in their environment? And then through context clues, you can figure out a lot about like that person's mental state, and like if a topic of conversation comes up that's unpleasant to them, you can guide everybody away from that topic and that kind of thing. So I feel like the Whatley, like if you are genuinely socially awkward, then I would understand that you're socially awkward by your body language, but then past that, I would still be able to see like whether you're a kind person, or like how much you can see in people's body languages how much they consider other people and how much they listen to other people, how much space they're comfortable with taking up. You can really like learn a lot about a person from their body language in a given situation. And you also like have to keep in mind that from a one-off introduction, like, especially with reading people, it's better to like meet them more than once. You can like make some conclusions off of meeting someone from the first time, but like if you're actually a student of like body language and you're actually trying to understand the ways that people communicate, then like that's not in your best interest and it's in nobody's best interest. So ideally you'd want to like, you know, hang out with people a couple of times and have your cumulative experience tell you a little bit about them and like take into context the context of the situations that you met them in. Were they relaxed? Was it like a business thing? Were there a lot of people around? Are they introverted? Those kinds of things are going to help you come to your conclusions about people. Ahaha! You could see the red flag going off for people who don't want people to get close as a defense mechanism and not necessarily a bad person. No, that's very apparent as well. It is, so yeah. So again, so like essentially like the way that I've, because everybody is, the way that I've learned to read body language is essentially you want to look for the things that trigger in all humans universally, and then you want to pay attention to when and why those things are triggering. And so it's a lot less like, for some reason, a lot of the like pop culture body language stuff is like, oh, if somebody crosses their arms, then they don't want, then they're like a closed off person. Like that's not a thing. The closing, that can be a thing. That's one of the many interpretations of somebody crossing their arms. You could be crossing your arms to self-soothe. You could be crossing your arms because it's cold in the building. You could just be crossing your arms because it's your habitual way of holding your arms in place when you're uncomfortable or when you're standing. Like there's a lot of different reasons that people do these things. And one of the most prominent ways that people will respond, like one of the most useful ways to read people's body language is just to figure out when they're I'm using the scientific psychological term aroused, but it doesn't mean sexually aroused. It means like when your sympathetic nervous system has gone into overdrive. So when you're on edge, when you're on guard, and when you're relaxed, and which things flip you over and which things calm you down. And so that is like paying attention to signals for when people are swapping modes is basically the most revealing thing that you're ever going to get, because people cannot control whether or not, like you can't control how your nervous system responds to a situation. And so through that you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot about people and you can figure out who is like a kind person. Because like if somebody in the room gets hurt or seems sad and people's body language changes in response to that, even people who are closed off, you can tell when somebody is closed off but trying to interact with people compared to when they're closed off and uninterested in everybody in the room, compared to when they're closed off and it's because they're emotional at the moment and so they just don't want people to bother them right now, but normally they'd be fine, compared to when they're closed off because they're kind of a shitty person. All of these kinds of people will present in a different way, and like their behaviors will be different depending on the kind of situation that they're in. So if you like actually know how to read body language, it's unlikely that you're gonna mistake somebody who is socially awkward or who like maybe doesn't talk very much or just isn't a great communicator or like is standoffish. It's unlikely that you're gonna confuse those kinds of people for people who are like actually mean on the inside. It's unlikely that that's gonna happen. But if you follow like pop culture body language, then like just don't follow pop culture body language because it's bad. She was a bit quirky, not in a bad way, just different. Marie Kondo, in Marie Kondo's own book, she talks, she's like, I'm weird. Like she's just, she like, she is a total weirdo, but I adore her for it. Like she just genuinely feels more like she likes houses more than people, and I think that's fine, and she's great, but she is really weird. And like she's weird in a way that I think American audiences would be uncomfortable with, and that's why I think that they put the fun, happy, friendly music behind it, because like she jars with like a lot of our cultural norms. I think that's my read though. Content creation is hard sometimes. I'm glad you still have a lot of ideas, MJ. American reality shows that are about design. I know. And they're all like way more about, not like functional design. They're about TV design, you know? You're trying not to have a book burnout? Oh, got it. You've been reading too many books, or is this the one book that you're not super into? It was Final Fantasy X-2 music, yes. Hi, Jacob. I can be really socially awkward too. I know nobody will believe me, but I can be. First impressions are important, but also like not the thing. Yeah, you should absolutely never base your opinion of someone off of a first impression. That's just a really bad, in my opinion, that's a really bad. Now, to be fair though, there's a difference between, because there's first impressions and then there's you making a decision about somebody based on the actions that they took while you were first meeting them. And those are different. Like if you're just having a conversation with someone and that's it, that's very different from like if you're meeting somebody and like this is like, I don't know, and they're also doing this is a workplace meeting or something, and they're taking charge of the workplace meeting, or they're shutting down somebody else's ideas. You know, like they're doing something. Actions can tell you a lot. Repeated actions can tell you a lot more about a person than just like a first impression. First impressions are just unhelpful, really. Because headlights are on. Yeah, it was the opening menu music for Final Fantasy X-2. It's my favorite song from Final Fantasy X-2, so I know exactly what you were talking about. Nothing is more disconnecting than your brain having a panic attack than your body having a panic attack while your brain is like, why are you freaking out? Yeah, but like it's so normal. Like it's so normal for that to happen. Man, I think it's unfortunate that like the expectations for people have become so inhumane, really? Like I feel this way whenever I'm online and I'm reading articles about like productivity, do your best, beat the procrastination, be more productive. Like I feel this way when I read those kinds of articles because I'm like, these people, especially when they're like, try these 6 things, and it's like, tip number 1, wake up at 4 a.m. Tip number 2, like, drink a full glass of water as soon as you wake up. Like, these kinds of ways that they're encouraging us to behave and structure our lives in ways that don't allow for like actual humanity to exist. Like, we can't treat ourselves like productive robots because we're not, but that is certainly the case, is that we're expected to be productive, and if you have something happening in your life that is preventing you from being as productive, then that is a problem. That is something that's wrong with you personally. That is a flaw on your core human beingness. And like, that's not true. That's not true at all. That's fake as hell. But like, that's the way things are. And I feel like it's, especially with, I'm gonna get into like a maybe controversial topic, but for context, I have PTSD and I've been in treatment for it for a long time over the years, and like I've been on Twitter. And so I feel like we've kind of like, in our efforts to make people more comfortable with talking about mental illness and to create less of a stigma with mental illness, we've kind of messed up a little bit. And I think we've pathologized normal anxieties, normal difficulties, little t traumas, so things that are like jarring and disruptive to your daily life, but they're not like a psychological big T trauma. They're not like a PTSD trauma. They're a difficult thing that's happening in life that it is normal to struggle with, and it's normal to have a hard time with, but it's not necessarily something that is probably going to last with you once it's over and finished with. Like, somehow we've gotten to this point where we inherently see humans as like mentally weak instead of the actual truth, which is that most humans are ridiculously resilient and mentally robust, which isn't to say that if you have like depression or anxiety or PTSD that, you know, you're flawed in some way, but I think that it is to say that, like, I feel like there's almost more of an expectation now that if something traumatic happens to you, then you have to expect that you're going to be traumatized. Like it's an A, if A then B, and it's not an if A then B. It's an if A and then B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L are all true, then maybe you maybe get PTSD, maybe. And I feel like there's a lot of ways there that like we've pathologized just normal, like everybody's gonna have like wild amounts of anxiety and depression and like difficult feelings during COVID. That's super normal. That's super normal. That's just the reality for all of humanity at the moment during this global pandemic. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're reading Of Mice and Men right now. Oh, you haven't played the HD version? No, yeah, it's the opening music for Final Fantasy X-2 regular, not just the HD version. Would I recommend any books or resources on this kind of thing? On if you're talking about PTSD and trauma, I think that the best book is probably what is it called? Your Body Keeps the Score. That's a really good book. If you're talking about physical body language, let me get the book from my iPad. That was the most helpful for me. I would recommend, what is it called? It's called What Every Body Is Saying. It's a pun. It's called What Every Body Is Saying by Joe Navarro, and it's very helpful. Too many big and meh books in a row. Oh, that's real. Wake up at 4 a.m. I'm taking my last break from work at 4 a.m. Yeah. But you're liking the vibe of the stream, so you'll stay. Well, welcome in, Havoc. Glad to have you.
I'll support you.
You hate feeling bad because you're not productive. It's so frustrating that it's been ingrained. Yeah, it is really frustrating that it's been ingrained. I agree. And Deg, hello. Thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold, y'all. It is really frustrating that it's been ingrained. And I mean, part of what I've been trying to do recently, at least since April, since Pumpkin passed away, is to reclaim my life a little bit. Like, you know, I think that, how do I say this? I think that there's a lot of, not like there's like an evil manipulative conspiracy out there in the world, but I think that there's a lot of things that are all at once trying to point everybody in the same direction of basically your work is the only meaning in life. Period. And I disagree. And so I've been actively trying to move and restructure my own life to move away from that. The thing that I've run into that's actually difficult about that is that, so in order not to get burnt out, you read middle grade or light reads. That honestly, yeah. That's like basically the burnout that everybody in, like when you go into English as a college major, that's the burnout that everybody experiences because they force you to read a bunch of boring, weighty books in like old English that you don't necessarily care about. You know what I mean? Hey! Hey, Tim! Thank you so much! Tim has gifted 5 subs to the community, so welcome to the fold. RJ Scherer, Sam Jenkin-Meyer, Green Turtle, Biggest Bennis, and Jean Rain. Aw, thank you, Tim. That was so sweet of you. Yeah, so definitely like read books that are fun for you. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly, Bully Birdie. It uses too many spoons. The thing that I found about trying to reorganize my life in this way. Aww. And Tim has also gifted a sub to MJ. Thank you, Tim. And MJ, welcome back to the fold. The 4-day work week and 6-hour day instead of 8. I agree. We haven't talked about the OLED Switch, but hang on. I agree with the funny thing about it is that, like, in Germany, like, if you work overtime, it's considered you doing a bad job and being a bad employee, because you should be able to get all of your work done in your workday. And if you're not getting all of your work done in your workday, then you're wasting time. Because when Germans leave work, their employers are not allowed to contact them anymore. So, like, all of their time is genuinely their own, and so it's like they're efficient about their work, and they fit it all into the number of hours that they have for work, and then they stop, which we don't do. Where in Japan, overtime is silently mandatory. Yep. One of the things that I found about, like, my own struggle to become less work focused is that, you know, kind of because of how America works, in order to be less work focused, you have to be comfortable making those sacrifices. And I think that that's actually, like, I think everybody wants to work less, and I've seen a lot of people trying to work less, and I feel like the real crux of the issue, the real reason that a lot of people struggle with that, is because you have to be comfortable giving things up. Like, you have to be comfortable maybe not always being the first choice for something. You have to be comfortable maybe being seen by a manager as a slacker or as, like, a more difficult employee. And that's not something most people have been able to be comfortable with feeling. I think that's gonna change a little bit now because the labor market has shifted so freaking hard. But especially if you're like me, if you're like a content creator or you work for yourself, you have to be comfortable with the trade-off there, that you're gonna be making less money, or you're gonna be, you know, you're not gonna be able to say yes to every project. And I think that it takes some, like, actual time sitting down and, like, thinking about the sacrifices that you're gonna be making and being comfortable with those sacrifices and how different they are from what you're supposed to be doing. Even if you don't want to be doing it, you need to be comfortable with that being what you're supposed to be doing and you opting out of it, and how that's going to impact maybe, like, your work currency or your social currency or whatever. That's what I've discovered is the hardest part about trying to take a step back. It's a tough guilt to overcome. Mm-hmm. Hi, Connor! Look how many— oh, almost 50 months! Damn! All right! Thank you for resubscribing, Connor. Welcome back to the fold. Something that you want / need to do. Something that I think we all could definitely do for sure. You would love to work for yourself? Your current job has burned you out. You're on overtime and extra holiday pay. Today is your first day. Oh my God. Yikes. Your nice conservative boss negs you about how you are usually turning down extra work. You tease him saying you don't want his life. Get it. You tell him, Bully Birdie. Is that even teasing? That's being completely honest. We played Dorfromantik earlier, and now we're just chilling and chatting together. That's what we're doing. Yeah, so the Switch OLED did come out. How are you guys feeling? I'm like, let's take the temperature of the room. How are we feeling about the Switch OLED? What did I think of Dorf? It was very cute, very relaxing. It's a nice game. It's a nice game. You have the OG launch Switch. You don't want to buy a new one? I have the OG launch Switch, so I would be comfortable with getting a new Switch, as long as they're not going to put out a better version of the Switch later on, which for some reason I doubt. You don't care that much, you play almost exclusively in docked mode. That's fair. The OLED Switch, so they announced today. Hey, thank you for the 100 biddies, Nat Merrick, and congrats on starting another hype train. Hell yeah. It's hard to up the ante cost of a Switch plus $50 for such an incremental change. Yeah, that's fair. The OLED Switch, so they're releasing a new version of the Switch. It has a bigger OLED screen, it has better audio, it has more storage, and it has the same amount of battery life as the current Switch. So it hasn't, despite using an OLED screen, it hasn't gone down in battery life. And it has an Ethernet port built into the dock now, and a wider kickstand. And I think that's it. I think that's everything about the new OLED Switch. And it's $350. They shouldn't be making OLED anymore unless it somehow doesn't have burn-in problems. Yeah, I mean, the Switch, I bet that they struck up that contract with Sony, because Sony usually is the one who makes screens for like everything. I bet that they struck up that contract with Sony before, what's the word that I'm looking for? Before micro LEDs became a thing. Because micro LEDs are relatively new, and I'm surprised that they're making an OLED Switch when they could just be making a micro LED Switch, which I feel like would be better. I don't know. I think a micro LED is cheaper than OLED as well. The better battery life in the Switch second version, not the new one, is so worth it. Are you talking about the Switch Lite? See, I mostly play Switch in portable mode, so I feel like this Switch OLED is for me because I want my Switch to look nicer. And I still have the launch Switch, and the launch Switch has a worse battery life than the current Switch. So for me, it'll be upgrading the screen, it'll be getting a better battery life, it'll be fixing my broken Joy-Con. And that's good. Is it good enough for me to pay $350? I'm not sure. I have the excuse of being able to write it off on my taxes because I would be using it primarily, like at this point with me playing video games, I'd be using it primarily for work. But like, that's a lot of money. $350 is a lot of money. Big note for you then. So you should, it's a disappointing announcement. I almost wonder if that's why they didn't do a Nintendo Direct announcement. Maybe they are planning on putting out another Switch. Because they didn't do the Nintendo Direct announcement for it. I mean, it is disappointing. Because they didn't increase the processing power at all, and that seems strange. That's like a very clear and obvious, why didn't they do that? So if they didn't do that, maybe it is because there's another Switch coming out. Hey, thank you for the 100 biddies, NBZ. Thank you. Do you think we'll be able to make it to the end of level 1 so we can all get another doggy emote? Or maybe a kitty emote? I think I only have doggy emotes at this point. The OLED screen is still 720. It bums you out. Yeah, it's pretty bad that it's still 720. Oh, you have the AC switch? Oh, nice. The optimized one? Got it. Yes. Yeah, so if I'm gonna be buying, like, if I'm gonna ever buy a new Switch for better battery life, then I might as well buy the OLED one at this point, you know? Thank you for the 100 biddies, Heart of Goldfish. Yeah, I think I've only gotten, like, 2 emotes so far from the hype trains. Probably a whole new console. They made a point of saying the Switch is 5 years old. Most consoles generally last around 6 years. Didn't they take a lot longer with the Wii though? Didn't they take like 8 years, or am I misremembering that? Trade in your old Switch, get $50 off. You love your Switch though, so you would never. You'd rather just get a Lite right now? Especially if you like handheld mode. Aw, thank you for the 100 biddies as well, Nat Merrick. We got 30 seconds left and we're 47% of the way there. I don't know if we're gonna make it. But yeah, I don't know. So I might hold off as long as possible, basically. I might just hold off for really, yes, forever. Because if I want to know if they're gonna put out something else, you know? Hey, Jacob! Aw, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. That's okay. Please feel no pressure. That's totally okay. We've missed the train. Oh, they're so cute. Unless they improve the system, you're probably not going to get it either. You're kind of tempted to sell one for the new one, but you want to wait just in case as well. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, especially because it seems like such an incremental update, and like, I can't personally decide whether they're doing this incremental update because they plan to launch a Switch 2 or whatever, or whether it's because they're planning on launching a completely different console, like a... Because what if the next console isn't a Switch? What if they do something different and it's not the Switch? That would make me very sad. I feel like that doesn't make sense, though, with their current lineup of games. Like, it doesn't seem like they're slowing down on really... I don't know. I don't know. I do like that it's white. I like that it's a white console. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like there's a better chance that I would get it. If I, for some reason, find myself with $350 burning a hole in my pocket, then maybe I'll buy it. But at the moment, that's not the case.
Kupal? The white Joy-Cons are nice, Kupal.
But you're not down with OLED? Yeah, I would be upset if they moved back to console, or if they went to something like VR. Like, I don't know. The Switch is great as it is. Let's stick with it. It's totally fine as it is. Wii U too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like a really weird move. It seems weird that they didn't put that much effort into announcing it and marketing it yet. That seems really weird. And I don't know, it just seems like it's such an afterthought. I just don't get it. Yeah, I wouldn't want any VR only machine at this point. Oh, a lot of the Labo stuff doesn't work with Switch OLED. That stinks. If they plan to upgrade the components, but they got spooked by chip shortages. Oh no, I doubt it. No. With something like this, they would, for such a temporary problem as the chip shortages, they would not jeopardize like long-term profit for such a short-term problem, I don't think. And like, at least if they did, that would be a bad decision, in my opinion. You're sure it would still be a handheld device? I hope so. The better kickstand? Yeah, it's the Switch OLED is for portable Switch players like myself. So if you're a console Switch player, it's just not going to appeal to you. But hey, maybe they'll come out with, a Switch that's, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a Switch then, would it? But maybe they'll come out with like a Switch Pro that's just for console. I don't know. I don't really want Nintendo to become like Apple, where they have like 8 different versions of one product and I have to decide which trade-offs I want to make. Like, remember back in the days when there was one PlayStation 1? I miss those days. Say what? What's wrong, MJ? They could take the hit. Yeah, I mean, I know that the Wii U is weird. I just don't think that they're the same company that they were when the Wii U happened, because structurally they're not, and I can't say. So they changed a lot after the Wii U failed so hardcore. I just don't see them. I mean, I guess they could totally make the same mistake. I would be surprised if they make the same mistake. But I guess it's hard for big companies to change, so maybe the change didn't stick. Do I speak ill about Apple? I mean, yeah. I can speak ill of whomever I want, even if I am even if they are my current preferred like electronics person because of their privacy policies. That doesn't mean I'm just down with whatever they do. Gasp! If they had an environment like Apple does where the systems work together flawlessly, you would dig that, right? Right? Yeah. I actually really like the concept of tech ecosystems, and I'm a huge fan of that. I'm kind of all about it with my Apple products. Like, I would take, I mean, as is obvious at this point, but I take ecosystem over customizability personally, and I understand why other people don't want to make that trade-off, but I totally would. Like Apple wants, not what Apple does. They're already, well, they're extremely similar to Apple. I've mentioned this before, but for me, Nintendo, Apple, and Disney are all in the same bucket, where they're more about marketing their brand concept and like the philosophy of their products than they are the products themselves. All of their products have to obey the philosophy of the company, and that's far more important than even whether it's necessarily a great business idea or makes sense. You feel like you're at work? You'd kill to be able to easily transfer all of your saves back and forth. Oh my god. Well, Nintendo doesn't want you to be able to do that because they believe that, because that's not a thing that exists in Japan, basically. All right, good night, Not Merrick. Sleep well. The save cloud and flexibility on Play on Dock to leave the house open, save file, and light isn't there yet. I don't know that it's ever gonna be there. I don't know that Nintendo would ever feel like it's a really weird thing that they don't allow, and I'm not sure that they would ever actually allow it because so much of their like protecting customer accounts is tied into their only being able to be one account per system. And I wonder how they would try to do that. Aren't Disney and Apple partners? Like, don't they use Mac? They use Max to animate. I don't think that they're officially partnered though. Most animation studio, it depends on like what production you're doing, but like depending on which field of production work you do, especially when you get to Hollywood levels, then like you're either full Premiere, full like Adobe track or and Intel, depending on how complex the stuff that you work on is, or you're full Mac for like the ease of the synergy between devices. And Macs are pretty popular at like the top level of like video production. They're fairly common up there. Do they have some uncomfortable business decisions? Yeah, they do. You hate that you used an iPhone once and now Apple won't let you text in groups with other iPhone users until you come back into their... Huh. I'm not sure I understand what... Are you talking about, like... Why can't you group text? That seems weird. They do allow it, yeah, but not as seamless. Nintendo has always fallen flat when it comes to internet accessibility. They've always had a hard time with making the internet function. Like, still their online play. I haven't returned to their online play recently. Does anybody who use like online play for Smash or for Splatoon or something, has that gotten any better yet? You are personally evil, Connor, for the decisions of the Nintendo company. Oh, I've had that problem before, Tim. That's annoying as hell. There's gotta... No, that can't be a way that they have to have some super obtuse way to get you out of that, don't they? That seems so intense. Wild. You play wired LAN, so you've never had any problems with the Switch. Not the Wi-Fi itself, but I'm talking about the server lag. Both of those games have inherent problems in their netcode, more so than the service that Nintendo is providing. Oh, okay. So it's a game problem. Got it. You give them at minimum 45 days notice before you switch phones. So do you have to tell them from your iPhone that you're switching? You can't tell them not from your iPhone? That just seems... That's fucked up. You have to That's messed up. I've never swapped back to an Android phone after using iPhone, so that's fair. So they can convince you not to leave. I mean that's trying to cancel anything ever. Have you ever fucking tried to cancel a subscription online and had them do the whole like not actually canceling your subscription but makes it seem like you canceled your subscription BS? Because that's happened to me at least 3 times, and on one of those occasions I got charged again for it after I thought I canceled it. I hate that that's legal to do. You'll get all the promos. Yep, yeah, yep. Comcast for sure. You can delist afterwards, but even if you delist it, if someone has a group chat that thinks you're iMessage, it'll switch everyone in that chat back to the... Jesus Christ. Their internal system is a mess. Sounds about right. I mean, it's not very consumer friendly, but what fucking company is? It's fine, but what company is? Funimation did that to you today? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a capitalism problem, more so than it is an individual company problem. I think that we need laws legislating these kinds of things to not exist. Your gym has a thing where if you canceled, they'd said they'd have someone contact you to confirm, and then they didn't. Yeah, I've heard canceling gym memberships can be ridiculously complicated, especially during COVID. There are apparently some gyms that were doing you have to come to us in person to cancel. I think that this happened, I'm not sure, I thought this happened to Zek, but they were like, you have to come in person to cancel your gym membership, but nobody could do that because they were closed for COVID. So they just charged everybody for a year while they were closed and got away with it. Like, I can't believe that this is a thing that's happening. Smihan. Oh no. No ethical consumption under capitalism, yeah. Or when canceling, they go, are you sure? Yeah, canceling Hulu. I've canceled and restarted Hulu constantly because basically what I do with Hulu is I only go on Hulu when there's a new season of a house show I want to watch, and then I cancel it right away because I don't want to give Hulu my money. They have enough of money already. But every time I go to cancel Hulu, they're like, are you sure? Are you sure you're sure? What if we give you 3 months for free? What if would you like to send a survey before you click confirm cancel? And then they're like, okay, you're canceling your subscription, but that's not the page that cancels your subscription. You have to navigate to a tiny little link that isn't a button. It's like a tiny little link in the bottom corner of the page, and you have to click, yes, I really want to cancel my subscription. How is this? How? You got like $20 off your Adobe CC. Girl, I don't use Adobe anymore because Adobe is such a ridiculous scam. I use DaVinci Resolve now. That shit is 100% free. Unless you want to use like more complicated transitions and effects, which I don't, in which case you have to pay a one-time fee of I think $500, which if you pay for Premiere, that's like 1.5 years of Premiere. So as long as you use DaVinci Resolve for longer than 1.5 years, you're gonna be making your money back. And that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Clip Studio, I use Affinity. So Affinity Photo, Affinity Design, they have like one-time payments of, I can't remember, I got them for $50, I think it was on sale. One-time payments of $50 and it's basically Photoshop. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing subscription models, not to big companies. I'll do subscription models for small indie developers because Lord knows that small indie like app developers people who aren't Microsoft and Adobe could use subscription money in order to like upgrade their apps, but I'm not paying Adobe. Adobe doesn't need to charge that much for their products. They have way too much of a market base. They don't need to charge that much. I don't want a guilt trip. I just want to cancel. It is. It's very, very devious. Very devious. They make you show up, write a letter, or speak to a manager first. Yep. Yeah, seriously, during COVID. If that happened, you would tell your credit card company to reverse the charge and to block them. Oh, hell yeah. That's smart, Tiger. That's you with HBO Go. You do that as well with Disney Plus. Just get it for a month every now and then. Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want to, like, honestly, there's so many subscriptions now, and I don't want to have, like, hundreds of dollars going out every month in subscription. Every time, like, I hate subscriptions with the core of my being because I don't want to have to pay a stipend just to live my regular life. And I don't like, you know, looking at how much monthly I'm paying at subscriptions and then adding it up times 12 and looking at the thousands of dollars that these companies want from me every year. That's not how the relationship between me and them is going to work out. And I personally am very comfortable with making my life more difficult because I don't want to pay thousands of dollars in subscriptions. So I do that very stubbornly, and it does make my life more difficult, but I'd rather not pay $400 to Adobe every year. Remember back when you could buy Premiere for like a one-time fee and now you can't anymore? Wouldn't you think that you don't want to not cancel your subscription? They gave you free internet for a year at $1,000? Oh, it was please don't call the FCC money. Girl, I might have to take a page from your book. That's as evil as emails that obfuscate the hyperlink to unsubscribe. Yup. I mean, I think that's illegal now thanks to the European legislation that passed. Or maybe it was the Californian one. But like now people in California get different mailing lists than people in the rest of the United States. That's a thing that they do now. So sometimes when you sign up for a newsletter, they force you to input your zip code, and that's because they send you a shittier, less privacy-friendly version if you don't live in California. Oh, that's weird for Audible. I actually do have an Audible subscription. I canceled it for a long time, but I read a lot of books through Audible, so I think it's worth it for me. They sent you physical mail. Me trying to cancel Adobe took me 3 months, and I had to be on the phone with them multiple times because like I canceled my Adobe. They charged me for 2 extra months. Somehow. I went to them, told them that I canceled my account and that they shouldn't have charged me for those 2 months. They told me that I needed to be able to log back into my account and show them the email on my account in order to cancel. I tried logging back into my account. Here's the problem. At the time, I had logged into my Adobe account with the sign in with Apple feature to obfuscate my email, so I couldn't give them my email because it was like xcdef4021zdYqx@apple.relay. And so like I didn't know what it was. And so they wouldn't let me log into my account to cancel my subscription. So they forced me to open up a new account so that I would be able to cancel my subscription afterwards. So I did what the customer service rep told me to do. And then like a week later, when I tried to cancel it again, they were like, oh, you're not allowed to cancel. If you cancel, you're going to have to pay a several $100 cancellation fee because when you signed up for multiple months. And I was like, bullshit. And I went in on them. They ended up giving me not only all my money back, they also gave me like 6 months free of Premiere, which I was like, I don't want that. I just want my account canceled. And it's fine. They canceled it and they waived the fee because I got so angry at them. Not at the, the customer, but at the company. which I reiterated multiple times to the person. I was like, just escalate me. I'm gonna go yell at your manager. And it's not your manager's fault either. Absolutely evil. If you had to pay Stanley $5 a month to have a hammer. The whole sales pitch. Anytime anyone wanted to cancel their service. Yup, it feels like that. It feels so bad. Yeah, man. Yeah. Adobe bought Substine Painter and you're... Oh no. I really don't want that. If you wanted to watch season 2 of How I Met Your Mother, you could put it in your queue and 2 weeks later you would have a DVD in your mailbox. Yeah. Here's the thing, it's the most ridiculous thing about all of this, is that if you chase down these people hard enough most of the time, and you yell at them most of the time, and you keep receipts of their bullshit, and you point out the ways that they're screwing you over, they'll just give you what you want. They just force you to jump through all these hoops because they know that most people are not gonna have the bravery or the time or the energy to get on these calls with people and like point out every way that they're messing you over. And every time these people are like, sorry, there's nothing we can do, you're like, bullshit, there's nothing you can do. Take me to someone who can do something. You have to go like full Karen mode about it. It sucks. Heather loves Steve. Thank you for following. Enjoy your apprenticeship here. Yeah, Tim, I've been feeling that lately. Substance Painter, got it. I've never heard of the software, but either way, I don't want Adobe buying up other painting softwares. I don't want that. Adobe is one of the most messed up companies in the game, you don't say. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to pay them anymore, is because I was just like, this is... Like, I'm all for... I like ecosystems, but at least with... And like, man, I can't believe that I'm saying this, but at least with Apple's ecosystem currently, and like, God forbid if they ever do this, hopefully the fact that like all their products are overpriced is gonna mean that we never have to pay subscriptions for Apple products, for core things. The problem with Adobe is that they're making it now that you can't just buy the product and still access the ecosystem. You have to pay the subscription to access the ecosystem. And like, that's just going to cost thousands and thousands and thousands more dollars than it would for anybody who was able to just buy the product a couple years ago. And that seems so much more sinister to me than what Apple does, because at least Apple, like, you're locked into the ecosystem, but you're only locked into the ecosystem by how inconvenient it is to leave the ecosystem. With Adobe, like, you're just locked into paying no matter what. Like, if you can't afford it, you get kicked out of the ecosystem. At least with Apple, if you've already bought your products, you get to enjoy your products. Yeah, Bully Birdie. They have a DVD rental service still? Wow. You're gonna charge people $5 a month to sit on the phone and unsubscribe from stuff? Hell yeah, I bet that service would do really well. Jacob. I mean, I don't know that Apple's ever gonna charge a subscription to own their products, because they already have their subscription models out. Like, they already have Apple One and iCloud Plus and all that, so they already have the things for their subscriptions. I doubt that they're ever going to tie a subscription in to just the regular operations of their products, because then nobody would buy. Like, that's not a good deal for like these $1,000 products. That's just not a good deal anymore. So I doubt that they're ever going to do that, but they're probably just going to try to make the subscription so good that nobody can pass up on them, rather than just not providing the option to buy like Adobe does. Yeah, Jacob, that happened to me too. I had to call a company and explain to them that I wanted my box canceled. They do give you the option to pay month to month, but that's not the same thing as a subscription. Like, paying month to month is not the same thing as a subscription, because at the end of the month to month, you own your product once you pay it off completely. So it's not the same thing compared to what like Adobe is doing, in my opinion. Good night, MJ. But here we were, yeah. I mean, well, that's why I don't use Microsoft Word, so there you go. Subscription advocate service. There is like a service that you can pay for. That is a service that does collect all your subscriptions into one place, so you can keep track of them and cancel them. So that is a thing that a company is doing, but I don't think they cancel for you. They just keep track of your subscriptions. They you hook up your credit card or something to them, and then they keep track of every subscription that comes out of it to remind you which subscriptions that you have active. Also, hi, Frank. Yeah, so it's a wild world out there. My form of violent protest is to not pay the companies that I don't like. As much as I possibly can to opt out of paying shitty companies. So that's what I do. I'm doing all right, Frank. We're winding down the stream here, actually. But overall, like, I've been having a okay week so far. Having an okay week. It's only gonna go up from here. That's how I am. How are you? And let me see. We're at the 3-hour mark. So we'll start transitioning into finding somebody else to raid. Would everybody like to share one good thing they're looking forward to, or something good that happened to them today? The exact opposite problem with the T-Box subscription. The payment system kept failing and causing your payments to bounce. I guess they just didn't want your money. Well, did they still send you the T-Boxes? Because that would have been amazing. I would have never changed that if they just sent me free boxes all the time. No, oh darn. Finally sitting down for the evening after a 16-hour day. You're looking forward to tomorrow. An awesome writing consultation with a super cool and smart inherited designer / writer. Who? No, I'm just kidding. I'm looking forward to that too. My good thing is that I accomplished the things that I wanted to accomplish today, which means that I get to not work when I sign off of here, and I'm excited about not working when I sign off of here. Well, I'm glad you finally have time to sit down, Frank. I'm glad that you're finally sitting down. You work very hard, as I tell you all the time. I know exactly who we're gonna raid, and they're playing a cozy, warm, relaxing game, just like the one that we were playing. So it's a nice fit. It's really nice to get out. You made a TikTok and got like 10K views. Nice! Yeah, grow your audience, Connor. Make it happen. I'm here for it. Phase 2 of Project Basement. Oh, that's awesome. I hope it goes very well. Yes, it's a good outline too. Okay, here. Let me get started on the raid then. Bam. So we're going to be raiding, I believe it's pronounced Sinziek. And they are one of our Rainbow Arcade friends, also a Black streamer, and they're currently playing the game Flower, which if you've never played it, is an extremely like calming, beautiful, like very, very nice audio. It's just a lovely, relaxing game. So it should be a very relaxing and enjoyable stream, I think. So that's where we'll be heading. That's what we'll be doing. But thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream and hanging out. I'll see you again next Thursday. This Thursday for another stream. And And again, if you were interested in the book club of Mice and Men, it went up today, so you can have me read to you the book of Mice and Men, or The Little Prince, which we did last month. And then there's also the Phantom of the Opera video that went out recently on the Patreon. So if you want to give me $2, you can learn about why Christine from the Phantom of the Opera is actually a very strong female character, contrary to like the general public opinion and interpretation of her character. All right, yeah, thank you for coming, Wetley. I appreciate it. Thank you guys all for coming. This was a good time. I hope you guys have a great evening. Bye.